What's up, everyone? It's Cannan back with another Rune Factory video, and today we are talking about DLC and controversy. There are a few people in the Rune Factory community that are not happy with one particular DLC coming out for Guardians of Azuma, and I think you all know what that is. Now, before I continue, I want to say that I do not condone what Marvelous is doing. I've said in many videos that I do not agree with what they have done with this DLC. They've kind of done it in the past, though, with some of the Story of Seasons DLCs, so I'm not shocked, but I'm a little shocked that they did this with Rune Factory, which is considered more of a niche title than Story of Seasons, and it seems like they are wanting to make more money with Rune Factory so they can turn it into a bigger franchise. Now, a business is a business, and businesses will do anything they can to make money. Trust me, I've worked in retail for a long time in my life, and I know how businesses do stuff to make the customer pay more money. Is it right? No. But you'll always have someone that says the point of a business is to make money. Now, what you buy depends on how much you want to support that business tactic. Now, me personally, I love the boxed limited editions. I bought them for Pioneers of Olive Town, for A Wonderful Life. I'm getting the one for Grand Bazaar. I got the one for Rune Factory 5, and of course I was going to get the Guardians of Azuma Earth Dancer edition. And ever since I looked up what all came with that, there was always one that stood out to me, because at the time I did not know what it was, and that was the Seasons of Love bundle. Now, of course, at first, before I learned exactly what it was, I thought maybe it was just something to go with your the marriage candidate of your choice. Maybe it was like a scene, or a cut scene, or an outfit for them, some gifts. I don't know. And yeah, I'm using the digital art book and soundtrack art because I really, really like this art, but I couldn't find it long enough to use it as a background without the digital art book part. But if you do not know, if you've not watched my other videos, the Seasons of Love DLC pretty much locks two candidates behind a paywall, and those candidates are Cuilang, and please forgive me if I do not pronounce these names correctly, and Pilika. Now, I've seen few people say they can do without. They're not really enamored with the designs of these two characters. There are people who love the designs of these two characters and are definitely going to get the DLC, and then you have people who are just disgusted by the fact that two marriage candidates are locked behind DLC. Now, you have to remember, these two characters are already in the game. They are characters in the game that exist. You do not need the DLC for them to be in the game, but you do need the DLC for their romance content, which includes their marriage, which includes having children with them, and everything else in between that. Now, like I said, this is not the first time Marvelous has done this. It's the first time they've technically done it with Rune Factory. They released the whole newlywed stuff in Rune Factory 4 Special, which that's different. That was a whole new edition that was not in the original game. But this is different, okay? Like, we had Pioneers of Olive Town, which had the expansion pass that added past Story of Seasons characters in as marriage candidates, and yeah, it's a little different. Those were more add-ons than characters who were already in the game that were locked behind stuff. And I seem to remember Trio of Towns did something similar. I think it was Trio of Towns. I don't know. I never played Trio of Towns. So if they did something simpler with that game, please let me know in the comments. But when I first heard this, as being a fan of Rune Factory and being excited for the game at first, I was like, I'm getting the Earth Dancer edition, so I'll get it no matter what because it comes with part of it. And I was okay with that because I saw it as completely a optional thing, though I do not agree with locking options behind a paywall. And I always thought this DLC bundle would be made separately. That way, if you did not get it at launch, you could just buy it. Because I did not see this being very expensive. If they were selling it separately, I'd say $10 at most. But I was shocked to find out. Now, I did a video on the different editions that are for Guardians of Azuma and the DLC. Go check that out, please, if you have not, because it's actually doing really well. It's almost 700 views, and it's pretty good for just a random Rune Factory video that I did. Now, I did that video, and I'm going to go over these real quick because I just want to reinstate how many versions of Guardians of Azuma there is, because between the Switch 1 and the Switch 2 version, it gets kind of confusing. Now, of course, there's the Steam version, which this will also relate to. So, as stated, there is only going to be 2 physical editions of Guardians of Azuma. There's the standard edition for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2, which comes with nothing but the game. You do not get any extras. There's no pre-order incentive. There's nothing. It is just the game. Then, of course, you have the Earth Dancer Limited Edition, which is on a whole nother level. It's a boxed edition. It comes, in a special box. It comes with the game. It comes with the physical soundtrack, physical art book, the folding fan, which has, caused the delay because of the tariffs. And you have, of course, the Seasons of Love DLC and all a Woolby keychain and all other DLCs that have been announced, like the festive attire, the Dark Woolby bundle, all that. So if you've got the limited edition Earth Dancer version pre-ordered, you're good to go. You're going to have everything on day one. Then here's where it gets a little scummy. And when I was doing that video, I didn't realize what was going on, but now I get it. So digital versions. So there is a digital standard edition, which is just the game and the Rune Factory 4 Hero Outfit Bundle. You have the digital deluxe edition, which is the base game, Rune Factory 4 Hero Outfits, the Seasons of Love Bundle, and the swimsuits, and the Dark Woolby Bundle. So if you want all the DLC goodies like costumes and all that, that's your best bet. Then there's a Super Digital Deluxe Edition, which comes with all that, plus the digital soundtrack. I thought the art book came with that as well, but it just says digital soundtrack. Now, the Switch 2 gets a little confusing. So, of course, they list the Nintendo Switch Upgrade Pack, which is $10 if you have the Switch 1 version and eventually go to the Switch 2 version. Now, as they've stated, the Switch 2 version of the game is technically the Switch 1 version. You have to put it in your Switch 2 and upgrade it. So you still have to pay that $10 if you get the Switch 2 version. Then, instead of editions, they call them DLC sets on the Switch 2. So you have the Digital Deluxe DLC set, which is pretty much an upgrade to the Digital Deluxe Edition that we recently said. Plus, there's also the Super Digital Deluxe DLC set, which is just an upgrade to the Super Digital Deluxe Edition for the Switch 2. Do any of you see a problem here with any of this? If you buy just the base game and you do not want to fork over more money for a more expensive edition because you wanted to get the DLC, if I'm reading this correctly, if I am understanding this correctly, and if I'm understanding this correctly, please let me know in the comments. The only way to get the Seasons of Love DLC bundle is if you buy the Earth Dancer Edition, the Digital Deluxe Edition, the Super Digital Deluxe Edition, or if you have the Switch 2 version, which remember, you're buying the game plus a $10 upgrade, then you have to upgrade to either the Digital Deluxe DLC set or the Super Digital Deluxe DLC set. So you have to, I don't know what the price point on those Digital Deluxe sets are going to be. I'm not getting the game on Switch 2. I probably won't have a Switch 2 till way after launch, so I'll just pay the $10 later and upgrade. But yeah, that is, that's not, like, I'm sorry, like, it's already a scummy thing to lock 2 marriage candidates behind a DLC wall, but to not even make that standalone DLC a standalone buy, you have to upgrade to one of the more expensive editions. No, that's not good. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that there's 12 marriage candidates in the game, but I really think these 2 should have been marriage candidates in the base game. I think the Seasons of Love DLC should have just been, I don't know, something for the characters to wear after you marry them, or gifts, or maybe an extra cutscene for every single marriage candidate. Like, I don't think it should be 2 full characters romance content locked. Like, that's almost like, it's reminding me of the days when Capcom used to have DLCs already on their discs on the physical version of games, and they were locked behind paywalls even though they were already on disc. Or when Konami tried to charge for demos, and was it Konami who tried to charge? I know there was talk for a little bit that some game companies were thinking about charging for demos, and that didn't go well. But Konami also, I think, at one point tried to charge for save slots on, was it Resident Evil Mercenaries 3D on the 3DS, I think. But yeah, this like, I'm wondering if the content is on like the Switch cartridge, and like, there are going to be people who are going to hack it to see if they can unlock it without paying. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if those files would be on there. Probably not. Probably not. So yeah, if you do not like this practice and you don't mind missing out on the 2 characters, then I would just go for the standard physical edition. Like, if you're wanting just the base game, you don't really care about the outfit DLCs, and if you're just one of those people who just does not care, you just want to play the game, yeah, just get the standard set. If you've got the Earth Dancer Edition pre-ordered, you're good to go. But if you get it digitally, all you're going to get is the Rune Factory Heroes outfits, and then you have to upgrade to digital or super digital to get these 2 characters as romance options. I mean, personally, I've not seen enough of both characters to really be like excited for them, because you all know me. I'm a Ulaka guy. Like, her, she is the only romance option that Kaguya in my first main playthrough was really going to be talking to. But yeah, I hate to put out such a bummer video, but when I realized this, I was just like, man, if they're doing this for this game, what's going to happen with Rune Factory 6? I hope they don't do this with Rune Factory 6, but you know, for people like me who pre-ordered the Earth Dancer Edition, we wanted it. I mostly wanted it for the physical stuff and I'm one of those people. I wanted the box. I want it to go next to my Rune Factory 5 one. I've kind of had the itch to try and track down both 3 and 4's limited edition, see if I can find them anywhere and add them, because I don't know. I have a feeling one day they're going to release 1 and 2 somehow. I would also like re-releases of Frontier and Tides of Destiny, but I don't know if that'll happen, because there's no other way to access those games unless you've either got an old Wii or a PS3, and you can only play 1 and 2 on the DS. So I would love at least re-releases of 1 and 2, because we've got 3, we've got 4, we've got 5, 6 is in development, but I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. Like, let me know down in the comments how you feel about this, because everyone is going to have different ideologies on this. There are people who just do not care. There are people who are upset. I've not seen anyone say that they are going to boycott the game because of it. I've not seen anything that far, but then you got to remember Rune Factory is a niche series. Like, you know, it has a, like, I won't say small. I'd say probably anyone that probably played Harvest Moon knows of Rune Factory's existence. But it's I'm not condoning it whatsoever. I do not agree with it whatsoever. I think it's really bad that they did not make it at least a standalone purchase for like $5 or $10. That way you can get the 2 characters if you want them, to put them behind either buying the $100 limited edition, and forgive me, I do not know how much the Digital Deluxe or the Super Deluxe upgrade editions are, but I'd say they're at least, let's say Rune Factory is, it's a third-party game, so it might be $60 on Switch, and it might be $70. I don't know. Let's go with the thought that it's going to be $70. The Digital Deluxe will more than likely be $80. No, I don't think they could really. I don't think they could really defend the Super Digital Deluxe Edition being $90. So let's say it's $60. I'd say Digital Deluxe will be $70. Super Digital Deluxe will be $80. Let me look that up real quick. Have they put the price on? I know on Steam you can't even pre-order it, so I don't even know. Let me do this. Nintendo eShop. Let's look at this. I'm not going to bother with the Switch 2 version. Okay, so the game, so the base game is $60. I had a feeling, because it's a third-party game, it's not a Nintendo-owned property. So there, okay, here we go. All right, wow. Okay, so there might be more options on, or this might be a glitch. There might be more options available on the actual Switch eShop, because I have heard the website's kind of not good. But digitally, the game is $60. The Digital Deluxe Edition is $70. But then underneath that, it lists the Digital Deluxe Edition again for $69.98. I don't see the Super one. So if this is $70, the Super Digital Deluxe Edition would be $80. And that's for the Nintendo Switch. Let's look at Switch 2. Wow, for Switch 2, it's going to be $70. And it's not giving me an option to pick another edition. It's just the digital. And of course, the upgrade pack is $10. Wow, this is really jank. My Switch isn't plugged up, so I can't. View DLC. Okay, so all they've got listed for DLC is the Rune Factory 4 Hero Outfit Bundle, and it is $3. Yeah. It's weird that they don't have the Super Digital Deluxe Edition listed. It's just the digital. So there you go. If these, I'm guessing if the Super Digital Deluxe Edition was there, it'd be 80. So yeah, $80 for that. And that's really just the addition of a soundtrack. They're charging $10 more for a soundtrack, the Season of Love DLC, and all that. So that tells me if they sold the Seasons of Love DLC, it'd be around $5. I can't believe they're not selling this game for less than that. I cannot believe they're not selling. Check Steam. Is anything listed on Steam? No, there's no like they're showing the deluxe editions, though only the digital deluxe. Okay, there's a super digital deluxe. Okay, but there's no prices. No prices whatsoever. That worries me. That worries me a little bit. And it says here the Steam version is going to release on June 4th, a day before the Switch version. All right. So, yeah, that's interesting. Well, I'm going to end that video here today. I know it was a lot of doom and gloom, but please let me know what you think about this decision to lock 2 marriage candidates behind DLC. Do you not care? Were you going to get them anyway? Do you not really care about the characters themselves? There's other marriage candidates that interest you more, and you might upgrade later just to see them. What do you think? Like, because I really want to know. I want to know what people think in the comments. So please leave a comment. But as always, guys, I'm going to get out of here. If you do enjoy our content, please consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell. Click that like button. Leave a comment. All that good stuff. Thank you to the new subscribers. We've gotten a small influx, which is always good. But as always, guys, this is Cannan. Me and Jess love you all very, very much. Please stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.